भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I welcome all the participants for the first session of our Ratnamala series, Nectar Verses series of this year. So today we will begin our year by meditating on a beautiful shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Last 1 month we have taken several shlokas from Bhagavad Gita because of the December month and Gita Jayanti celebrations. So now we will take a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam that describes the beautiful pastimes of Krishna and Krishna's mercy behind manifesting those pastimes. Okay, first line, Krishiva. Let me complete the shloka on the citation. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamasthitah bhajate tadrishihi krida yah shrutva tatparo bhavet. Anugrahaya bhaktanam
Anugrahaya bhaktana, Anugrahaya bhaktana, Anugrahaya bhaktana, Anugrahaya bhaktana, Anugrahaya bhaktana.
Good. Manusham dehamasthitah.
Manusham dehamastitah, Manusham dehamastitah, Manusham dehamastitah, Manusham dehamastitah, Manusham dehamastitah. Thank you.
Next. Bhajate tadrishihi krida.
Bhajate tadrishira krida.
भजते तादृशीः क्रीडा, भजते तादृशीः क्रीडा, भजते तादृशीः क्रीडा.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yah shrutva tatparo bhavet.
यः श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्, यः श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्, यः श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्, यः श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you. Full shloka. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamasthitah bhajate tadrishihi krida yah shrutva tatparo bhavet. Hasani?
Prabhu, can I repeat?
Yeah, sure. Anugrahaya bhaktanam
Anugrahaya bhaktanam
manusham dehamasthitah
manusham dehamastitah
bhajate tadrishihi krida
bhajate tadrishi krida
yah shrutva tatparo bhavet.
yashrutva tatparo bhavet.
Good.
Thank you.
Next. Shweta.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषं देहमाश्रिता भजते तादृशी क्रीडा या श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्। थैंक यू प्रभु।
Yashoda.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु। अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषं देहमाश्रिता भजते तादृशी क्रीडा या श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
Chinmayi.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषं देहमास्थितः भजते तादृशी क्रीडा या श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्।
Thank you. Divya Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham deha ashritaha bhajate tadrishi krida yashritva tatparo bhavet. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Happy Krishna Conscious New Year.
Thank you. Divya Gauranga.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamastitaha bhajate tadrishi krida yashrutva tatparo bhavet. Thank you Prabhuji. Happy Krishna Conscious New Year to you. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Kamakshi, Karthik.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamastitaha bhajate tadrishi kridaya shrutva tatparo bhavet. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Happy Krishna Conscious New Year.
Thank you. Yes, Riyansh.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Happy Krishna Conscious New Year Prabhuji.
Yes.
Anugrahaya bhaktana manusham dehamastita bhajate tadrishe krida yashrutva tatparo bhavet.
Very good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Hari. Next, Vidya Mataji.
Anugrahya bhaktanam manusham dehamastitah bhajate tadrisha krida yashrutva tatparo bhavet. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. So we will learn the meaning of the shloka. Other devotees can recite at the end. So this shloka is in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 33rd chapter. As you know, the 10th canto of Bhagavatam describes the beautiful pastimes of Lord Krishna, and especially the middle, these 5 chapters of 10th canto, chapter number 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. These 5 chapters are together called Rasa Panchadhyaya. So these 5 chapters describe Krishna's rasa dance with the gopis of Vrindavan. And 10th canto first half actually describes all the pastimes of Krishna that he has performed with the gopas, gopis, cows and calves of Vrindavan. All the Vraja Leelas or Balya Leelas of Krishna are so nicely described by Sukadeva Goswami in these initial chapters of 10th canto. So now, at the end of this 33rd chapter, at the end of Rasa Panchadhyaya, Sukadeva Goswami is describing the glory of Krishna's pastimes and what is the mood of Krishna behind manifesting these enchanting pastimes in front of all of us. Anugrahaya bhaktanam. See, the very first line indicates how merciful Krishna is. Why does Krishna come to this world in a human form? To perform pastimes out of his compassion for devotees. Anugraha means compassion. Bhaktanam means devotees. Okay. So Krishna is very compassionate, or he is very merciful towards all his devotees. Therefore, Manusham Deham Asthitaha. Manusham means human being. Deha means body. So Asthitaha, the Lord appears in a human body, human form, out of his affection for his devotees. Bhajate Tadrishihi Krida. After having accepted a human form of life, or not exactly human form, he appears himself amongst the human beings. Although apparently he has a human body, the body is not made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. The body of Krishna does not contain blood, bones, urine, mucus, stool, this and that. All the ingredients or constituents of a human body are not present in Krishna's human body when he appears as a human being. His body is always spiritual, whether it's in a human form or fish form or hog form or Narasimha, half man, half lion form, whichever form the Lord is in, he is always spiritual. He has a spiritual form. So the Lord appears in this human form amongst the human beings in the Yadu dynasty to perform pastimes. Bhajate tadrishihi kridaha. Here the word bhajate refers to acceptance. The Lord accepts. Tadrishihi krida means such kind of pastimes. What are such pastimes? Tadrishi means such. Krida means pastimes. So such kind of pastimes basically means that pastimes such as Rasa Leela, pastimes such as Damodar Leela, pastimes such as Mridabhakshana Leela, pastimes such as Potana Leela, Trinavarta Leela, and killing so many demons and playing with the cows and the calves and the gopas and the gopis. So all these wonderful pastimes of Krishna are manifested by Krishna out of his mercy, anugrahaya. So yaha shrutva, if you carefully, attentively, lovingly hear the pastimes of Krishna, shrutva means to hear, tatparo bhavet, then you can become dedicated to Krishna. Tatpara means to become dedicated. Bhavet, you will become. So to become dedicated to Krishna, to dedicate our hearts to Krishna, to offer our lives to Krishna, we should hear about Krishna's pastimes as narrated by great devotees. So this beautiful shloka describes many things. Although it's a very small shloka, just 4 lines are there. It describes Krishna's compassion on common people, on devotees especially, anugrahaya bhaktana. And manusham dehamastitaha. It also describes the divinity of Krishna's appearance as a human being and the speciality of Krishna's appearance as a human being. When Krishna appears as a fish or a tortoise or a hog or in any other form, we human beings may not be able to relate with those forms so much as we relate with Krishna's human forms like Rama and Krishna and Balarama and all that, right? So Krishna is definitely merciful in all his forms, but in his form as a human being, he exhibits maximum mercy and his pastimes are more and most complete. So as Matsyavatar, you don't see the Lord appearing as a baby Matsya, a baby fish, and performing some pastimes, and his mother fish is just chasing him for stealing something. So that kind of relatability is little less in other forms of Krishna. But when Krishna appears as a human being, as Lord Ramachandra, or as Krishna, we can relate with his activities more. The Lord appears as a human being and he starts performing pastimes amongst the human beings and sets the right example for common people to follow. Krishna also gets up early in the morning. In the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what did Krishna tell Arjuna? He said that although I am not obliged to do any karmas, any prescribed duties, I don't have any prescribed duties. The prescribed duties are there for people who are like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanapastha, Sannyasi. So there are some prescribed duties according to one's Varna and one's Ashrama. But Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is the one who created these Varnas. Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashah. He is the creator. So all the laws of this creation are coming from Krishna. So he is beyond all the laws. He is beyond any karmas. In fact, Krishna also said in Bhagavad Gita, Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha. I have absolutely no attachment to any karmas. Therefore, he is not bound by any karmas. So Krishna may perform so many activities as a human being in this world. As a cowhead boy who belongs to Vaishya community in Vrindavan, Krishna used to tend cows. He would take cows and calves to the forest and he would allow them to graze throughout the day and he would play with the gopas like a cowhead boy. And when Krishna shifted to Mathura, he assumed the mood of a prince, Kshatriya. In Vrindavan, he was like a Vaishya, and in Mathura and Dwaraka, he is like a Kshatriya prince. And when he appeared as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared in a Brahmana family. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw people becoming very materialistic, then he appeared in the form of a sannyasi, right? So whether he's, although he's playing the role of a sannyasi or a Brahmana or a Vaishya or a Kshatriya, whatever Varna and whatever Ashrama he's just assuming in his human forms, he's beyond Varnas, he's beyond Ashramas. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during Ratha Yatra, he was saying that Naham Vipro Nachanarapatir Napi Vaishyo na Sudro Naham Varni Nachagarhapatir no Manastho Itirva. I don't belong to any Varna, I don't belong to any ashrama. Who am I then? I am a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Master of Gopis, Krishna. Okay. Gopi Bhartuhu Padakamalayor Dasa 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 Anudasaha. That is the identity that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has assumed. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna, and he is playing the role of a devotee and teaching all of us how to perform devotional service. So Krishna comes in a human form, appears in a Brahmana family, takes sannyasa and plays the role of a devotee, a practitioner of bhakti yoga, and teaches how to practice bhakti, teaches all of us how to practice bhakti. So similarly, Krishna also comes in the form of a human being in the material world. He acts like a kshatriya, he acts like an ideal son who offers obeisances to his parents like Vasudeva, Devaki, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mata, and Vasudeva in Dwaraka had 18 wives. All of them are like stepmothers of Krishna. Krishna offers obeisances to all of them. And Krishna goes to Sandipanamani's school to learn various arts. So Krishna is very obedient to his guru. After very obediently and submissively learning so much knowledge from his guru Sandipanamani, he gives Guru Dakshina also. Although Krishna is the supreme guru of the entire universe, but still as a human being he accepts guru. And when Krishna appears as Lord Ramachandra, another human form, then again he learns from Vasishta Muni and Vishwamitra Muni, and he's very respectful to all Brahmanas. He's very respectful to his own father, Dasharatha Maharaj. He goes to the forest to fulfill the promise made by his father, Dasharatha. So like that, Lord, when he appears in the form of a human being, as Rama or Krishna or Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, three human forms prominently, okay? So there is one form which is called Shadbhuja Murti, the Lord in a six-handed form. So we know Vishwarupa, who has thousands of hands. We know Vishnurupa, who has 4 hands. And sometimes Vishnu appears in 8-handed form also, 10-handed form also. But he is a Shadbhuja Murti who has 6 hands, 2 hands of Ram, 2 hands of Krishna, 2 hands of Mahaprabhu. Okay, 2 hands of Ram holding bow and arrow, 2 hands of Krishna holding a flute, and 2 hands of Lord Chaitanya holding some sannyas danda. So in this way, the Lord, when he appears as a human being, he, with his own personal example, he teaches all the human beings how a human being should behave. So as Ram, he is an ideal son, ideal king, ideal husband, ideal brother, ideal human being. People should look up to Lord Ramachandra. And as Lord, in the form of Lord Krishna, the Lord also had set his ideals as a human being. Although Krishna has absolutely no interest or no excitement to enjoy the fruits of his own activities, but still he performs the duties of a grahastha, the duties of a disciple of some guru, the duties of a prince, a kshatriya, the duties of a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. So he performs all of them meticulously so that we get to learn from his activities, how to respect guru, how to respect parents, how to respect brahmanas. When a brahmana messenger of Rukmini Devi came to Lord Krishna, Krishna got up from his seat, washed his feet, and gave him all hospitality. Okay, he's a brahmana, I must worship him, I must respect him. Similarly, when his own friend Sudama came to Rukmini's palace, Krishna treated him with so much warmth and respect and love. So he is playing the role of a kshatriya and is respecting brahmanas. And when Narada Muni comes to his house, Krishna washes his feet. Krishna offers obeisances to his feet, although Narada Muni is a devotee. So as a human being, he is setting an ideal example for all other human beings to follow. Okay. And some of the activities that Krishna has done as a human being must be followed. While doing so many human activities, Krishna also manifests his superhuman pastimes. Okay. What are the superhuman pastimes done by Krishna? He lifted Govardhan mountain on his little finger at the age of 7 for 7 days and 7 nights. As a few days old baby, he killed Putana. As a few months old baby, he killed Shakatasura. As a 1-year-old baby, he killed Trinavarta, who took him 800,000 miles into the sky, okay, to kill him, to eat him. So Krishna is performing so many human activities to set an example for common human beings to follow. And he is also performing so many superhuman activities to show that he is divine personality. He is not an ordinary human being. Okay, so he exhibits his godhood while playing the role of a human being. That's the speciality of Krishna. Okay, even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, even Lord Ramachandra also. Right, Lord Ramachandra has given moksha to Jatayu. Lord Ramachandra has built a bridge with floating stones in the Lanka ocean. So Lord Ramachandra is also manifesting his superhuman activities while playing the role of an ideal human being. Lord Krishna is playing the role of an ideal human being while manifesting his superhuman activities. So we need to see Krishna's activities from two perspectives. You see, Manusham deham asthitaha bhajate tadrishihi kridaha. So in the form of a human being, he is manifesting kridas, means so many wonderful activities, so many pastimes. We need to see them from two perspectives. One from human perspective, second from divine perspective. So human perspective is that if you always assign godhood to Krishna's pastimes, you cannot learn the lessons that he wants to teach us as a human being. He is respecting parents. Okay, Hare Krishna is the supreme father of all living beings, and he's bowing down in front of Vasudeva and Devaki is just a drama. You should not take it seriously. If you just dismiss Krishna's activities as a human being, whether he's respecting parents or respecting guru or respecting cows, protecting cows, all these are meant for us to follow. Okay, so Krishna is acting as an ideal human being so that we follow his activities. So if we dismiss those human activities saying that, oh, he's God, oh, he's just doing drama, okay, he's protecting cows, just as a drama, we don't have to take it so seriously. We cannot dismiss them. If you always assign godhood to the personalities of Krishna, Rama, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we might miss the lessons that they are teaching us, teaching the human society. And if you always see them as human beings only and don't acknowledge their godhood, then again there is another problem, right? We might tend to offend the devotee, offend the Supreme Lord. Like Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhava vajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Whenever the Lord appears in the form of a human being, there are some people, there is some section of human society, they don't take Krishna's pastime so seriously, Krishna's godhood so seriously. Avajananti mam mudha. Mudhas means foolish people. They deride Krishna's human activities. They say he is not God. Okay, so they say that he is just an ordinary human being. He is not God. I know a few people who said that, okay, Lord Ramachandra's story I like so much. I love him as an ideal human being. Great. But I don't think it's reality. It's all mythology. Right? It's all myth. It's a very nicely made story or poetry by Valmiki Rishi, Valmiki Muni, so that we get some kind of morals and instructions. But I can't consider that these are real activities. Some people have this opinion. So they deride the Lord's human activities. They consider imaginary or they consider him ordinary. Some people consider the Lord's pastimes imaginary, imaginary creations of some poets, mythology. And some people consider the Lord's pastimes as ordinary human activities. So Shishupal, Shishupal, he has a tendency to criticize, especially Krishna. And whenever he sees Krishna, he starts blaspheming Krishna. He said, he has this boy, this Krishna in Vrindavan, he lifted a mound of earth and called himself Govardhanadhari. And he lifted and he danced on the hoods of some water snake, and he is presenting himself as a great subduer of a snake. Okay, basically he minimizes Krishna's activities of subduing Kaliya and lifting Govardhan and many other pastimes. From one perspective, yes, the Lord who sleeps on Anantasesha, for him to subdue a snake like Kaliya is not a big thing. And Kaliya is as good as a water snake for Krishna. Shishupal is one sense correct, is in one sense correct. And for the Lord, whose expansion of the Lord is holding the entire Bhumandala on his hoods, for him to hold a little mountain in Vrindavan is not a big deal. So that's like a mound of earth only for Krishna. But what is the mood in which Shishupal is saying? He's not glorifying Krishna that, oh Krishna, you are such a wonderful personality. You can effortlessly do unimaginable and inconceivable deeds. He's not saying that. He's minimizing Krishna's glory. What a big deal. It's not a big thing. He's just minimizing Krishna's glory and blaspheming him. Like that, when Krishna appears as a human being, there are so many people who do not take his activity seriously. Okay? But Krishna continues to manifest his human pastimes out of his mercy. Anugrahaya bhaktanam, to show mercy upon devotees. There are so many people who are not devotees, they may not accept the anugraha of Krishna. Although Krishna is merciful to everyone, he gave Bhagavad Gita to everyone, not only devotees. Only devotees take it seriously. Others do not take it seriously. Last week and last year, we were discussing about it. There are some people who value the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. There are some people who do not value the teachings. Okay. So there are people who do not take Krishna's activities very seriously. Anugrahaya bhaktana manusham deham astitaha. Whenever Krishna appears in manusham deham, in a human form, some people consider him ordinary human being, and some people consider those activities imaginary concoctions of some poets only. But devotees see those pastimes from both perspectives. He is the Supreme Lord. He is my worshipable master. They see Godhood in those pastimes. Secondly, out of his mercy, he is descending on the human plane and he is teaching us how to behave as human beings. Okay. So, there is one shloka in the 5th canto of Bhagavatam. Martyavatarastviha martya sikshanam rakshovadhaya ivana kevalam vibhoham. The Lord appears in this human form, martya avataraha. He appears in human form in this material world. Iha martya sikshanam, to give sikshan, to give training to the human beings here. He is setting the right example how a human being is supposed to treat others. So by his personal example as Krishna, as Rama, as Lord Chaitanya, he is giving us so many teachings. Okay. But at the same time, he is performing superhuman activities to declare his godhood. So it is the Lord's mercy upon all of us that he agrees to come to this material world and performs so many human and superhuman activities to enchant our minds. And by doing so, he is creating a subject matter for our discussion. Okay, you see this. Yaha shrutva tatparo bhavet. Yaha shrutva, this is the main point here. Yaha shrutva means when you hear the pastimes of Krishna, especially the human pastimes of Krishna, tatparo bhavet, you can become very dedicated to Krishna. So the mood of dedication to Krishna, the mood of offering oneself to Krishna with devotion appears in our minds to the degree we sincerely and attentively hear the pastimes of Krishna. Krishna, out of his extreme mercy, is appearing as a human being and performing so many pastimes and creating subject matter for our discussion. As devotees, we are supposed to do matchitta, madgata prana, bodhayantaha parasparam. When we enlighten each other on Krishna's pastimes and Krishna's qualities and Krishna's names and forms, we will become purified. We will become attracted to him. We will be inspired to dedicate ourselves to him. Yaha shrutva tatparo bhavet. To become tatpara, to become a dedicated servant and dedicated devotee of Krishna, we should hear all the pastimes of Krishna. right? Those people who dismiss Krishna's pastimes as imaginary, those people who deride Krishna's human pastimes as ordinary, they cannot take benefit of Krishna's pastimes. Only Krishna's devotees, only the Lord's devotees who value Krishna's activities, who acknowledge Krishna's mercy upon us, will take benefit of these pastimes and teachings. Krishna has given so many teachings in Bhagavad Gita and in Uddhava Gita. By his personal example, he is giving certain teachings, and by his verbal teachings also, he is helping us to live an ideal human life and also devotional life, spiritual life. So Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita how to eat, how to walk, how to talk, how to speak, what are different modes. And at the same time, he also speaks about ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paripasate, all that. Okay, so we can begin our new year by thanking Krishna, by thanking the Lord for all the mercy that he is showering upon us since time immemorial, and he continues to shower for the rest of eternity. So Krishna, out of his deep compassion, anugrahaya bhaktanam, Krishna, out of his deep compassion, is appearing repeatedly on this material planet as a human being and performing hundreds and thousands of enchanting activities and pastimes to attract our attention. So let us begin this 2023. Of course, every day we can thank Krishna. Every moment we can thank Krishna. But anything new gives some kind of fresh enthusiasm, excitement, right? Okay, I got a new pen. Child gets a new pen and he gets excited. Okay, nice. I'll protect this. I got a new phone. I got a new laptop. New day is beginning. New week is beginning. New year is beginning. There is some extra excitement that comes. Birthday, new excitement, new dress. So anything new makes us more excited and recommit to our goals. So let us recommit to the path of bhakti. Let us strengthen our attachment to Krishna by discussing his pastimes, and let us acknowledge his mercy upon us. Let us acknowledge Krishna's grace upon all of us and thank him and be grateful to him for whatever he has done to uplift us spiritually. So these are a few thoughts on this beautiful shloka. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hasini, you can recite. Anugraha. Yeah.
अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषं देहमास्थितः भजते तादृशी क्रीडा यः श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्. Thank you.
Thank you.
अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषं देहमाश्रितः भजते तादृश क्रीडा यः श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी, दंडवत प्रणाम. Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम. अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषं देहमाश्रितः भजते तादृशी क्रीडा यः श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्. Thank you, Prabhuji. Wish you a very, very, very happy Krishna conscious New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Shubha Prasanna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamastita bhajate tadrishi krida yasutva tatparo bhave. Wish you a very happy Krishna conscious New Year, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you. Bhavana Virmani Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Wish you a very, very happy Krishna pastimes consciousness New Year, Prabhuji. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamastitah bhajate tadrishi krida yashrutva tatparo bhaved. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamastitah bhajate tadrishi krida yashrutva tatparo bhaved. Wish you a very happy Krishna conscious New Year.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Anugrahaya bhaktana manusham deham ashita bhaite tadrishi krida yaha shrutva tatparo bhavi. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. May you, by the blessings of Lord Krishna, be spreading his glories all over the world continuously.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamastita bhajate tadrisha krida yat shrutva tatparo bhavet. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Happy Krishna Conscious New Year Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Parshuram Prabhu.
अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषं देहमास्थितः भजते तादृशी क्रीडा या श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Bulli Reddy Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamastitaha bhajate tadrusi kridaya srutva tatparo bhavet. Thank you.
अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषां देहमास्थिता भजते तादृशी क्रीडा यत् श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम.
Thank you. Deepak Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम. अनुग्रहे भक्तानां मानुषं देहम आस्थिता भजते तादृशी क्रीडा या श्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्. Hare Krishna Prabhu, wish you a very happy Krishna conscious New Year.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusam deham ashitah bhajate tatrisi krida yah shrutva tatparo bhavet. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone remaining?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Anugrahaya bhaktana manusam dehamashritah bhajate tatrishi krida yah shrutva tat pravo bhavet. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Anugrahaya bhaktana manusham dehamastitah bhajate tadrishihi krida ya shrutva tatparo bhavet. Thank you Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Happy Krishna conscious New Year.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham deha astitah bhajate tadrishi krida ya shritva tatparo bhavet. Thank you Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone remaining? Krishiva? Karthik, Yashoda, yes.
Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham desham astita bhajate tadrisi krida ya srutva tatparo bhavet.
Happy New Year consciousness.
Thank you. Hari. Who else? Yes,
Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamashritah bhajate tadrishi krida yah shrutva tatparo bhavet.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusam deham ashrita bhajate astita bhajate tadrishi krida yashrutva tatparo bhavet. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Happy Krishna conscious New Year.
Hare Krishna. So everyone decided, right? I see a lot of wishes in the chat box. Thank you so much. Pramila Mataji, Divya Gauranga Mataji, Divya Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for your wishes. We'll meet next week with another shloka. And I also wish all of you beautiful Krishna conscious 2023. And I'm very grateful to all of you for your regular participation in all the classes. Because of your enthusiasm, I am getting an opportunity to glorify Krishna. And in your association, I'm also revising my Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita chapters. So I'm extremely grateful to all of you for blessing me with your association regularly. And especially, I thank all the children like Karthik, Kamakshi, Divya Krishna, Yashoda, Chinmayi, Sweta, so many children regularly hooked on to this Hasini, to these classes. So it's an excitement for me to come every week, just spend half an hour with you, recite so many shlokas. It's a wonderful journey, and let's continue. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.